Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Humanities. My name is Dr. Aaron Lawler, but you can just call me Aaron. I wanted to start by introducing myself and introducing our course and giving you a little bit of tips and tricks on how to get around in Canvas. So first thing I want to start with is just kind of like a brief introduction about what we're doing. So in all of my classes, what we're doing is we're investigating the strange and wonderful world of the humanities. So the humanities can be broken down into the arts and how those arts are connected to the human experience, human nature, and human condition. So the arts are the performing arts, the visual arts, the literary arts, so how we express ourselves creatively. And then the human experience is about our reality, right? So what it means to be a human being, how we see the world psychologically, physiologically, emotionally as humans. Our nature is made up of the things that we inherit through our ancestry, either through biology or through culture. And then our condition is that we have the burden and the blessing of knowing that we are going to die, that we are going to progress and grow through challenges in life, that we're going to have to face right and wrong, good and evil. So these are the things that we try to address in big picture ways, as well as getting into the details of specific art forms and artifacts that we use to decode what it means to be a human being. So with that said, I wanted to give you a nice overview of our Canvas shell, which shows you all the materials you're going to need to be successful in the course. Right. So I'm going to just walk you through. All of my courses look exactly the same. I designed in the exact same ways. So if you've had me before, this should look very familiar to you. If you haven't, don't worry. I try really hard to streamline them and make it really user-friendly. Okay, so this is the student view that you're seeing right here. And I have on the far left side all of the things that you need in order to navigate the course. So announcements, which I use pretty extensively. You'll see that I use an announcement at least once a week, if not more frequently, to try to keep you abreast of what's going on in the class, update you on some things that are happening content-wise, let you know when things are due. So you'll see I use the announcements pretty frequently, so you want to definitely check there. You'll see there's actually already 3 different announcements loaded in Canvas before the class even started. So start there and then get a handle of what we're doing in the course. The next thing is the syllabus. I have a much lengthier full syllabus that I'll be posting later, but my experience has been over the last 18 years I've been teaching that students really care about the schedule and the assignments. That's really what they look at for the syllabus. So I post that first and foremost. So you'll see I have a schedule right here and an overview of all the assignments. I have a schedule posted for both 16-week and 8-week courses because I teach both. So make sure you're looking at the correct course for you. So if you're online, you're likely in an 8-week course. If you're face-to-face, you're likely in a 16-week course. My courses are broken up into modules. And what that means is that I break everything up into themes, and then we go over those themes through the text, through multimedia, articles, whatever would help support your learning. And then there are little assignments that help kind of tell me that you know what's going on, right? So the first of those assignments are self-checks. These are just quizzes that you have a lot of autonomy with, meaning that you can sit down with your textbook, you can use Google, right? So you can go through a self-check. It's like open note, open internet, and then there's more than one try. So even if you fail at the self-check, you can go back and do it more than once until you get the answers correct, right? So I call them self-checks instead of quizzes because they're not really quizzes. There's a lot more where you can kind of self-guide through them, and even if you get the answers wrong, you can go back later to work on them. Then there's always some kind of overview, so there's some kind of thing that walks you through the material, and then there's usually some kind of writing assignment or project that goes along with it. In my online classes, there are mandatory discussion forums. In my face-to-face classes, those are usually supplemental. Okay, so you'll see there's the pre-module. That one runs right in the beginning of the week 1, and it's just 1 week long. And it's just about navigating the course. And then you'll see that that follows with other modules. So module 1, module 2, module 3. And then at the end of the course, we have a post module where we do our big project and you take your final exam. Okay, so that's how the course is broken down. they follow weeks, right? So you should look at that schedule, see what week we're in, and then the weeks are lumped together in the modules. And the last thing I wanted to show you was the grades. So if you click on the grades, you'll be able to see what needs to be done and how many points it is. But be careful here. This isn't the kind of class where you can just calculate out your grade by taking the total points and dividing it by what you have. I use a weighted grade system, so things like participation, the discussion forum, those are weighted more than the self-checks. The self-checks are actually weighted only 10%, right? So you need to know those weights, and those weights are calculated through an algorithm in Canvas. So it's kind of hard to calculate your own grade, so just be abreast of that and look at the actual true grade percentage, and that's what your grade is for the course. Okay? And it's a running total grade, so as I grade, it stays live and it stays up to date with you. All right? As you're starting to get used to the course and navigating through, the next thing you want to do is read through Canvas and then click on the modules and start working on module, or the pre-module right here. This pre-module is due at the end of the first week. And if you do not complete the pre-module by the end of the first week, you do run the risk of being dropped from the course. Our modules will always end on Friday night at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay? So it's the same schedule all throughout the course. It's always Friday. Everything is always due on Friday. And you're going to do the work throughout the entire module, and then it's going to be due at the end, and then you just turn it in. So there's a little bit of flex built in here. You can kind of map out your own schedule. If you're a procrastinator and you want to wait till the very last day of the entire module and turn everything in, you could do that. If you want to do a better schedule where you kind of take one assignment per week, that's great too. The only thing is with the pre-module, all the assignments are due in the same week. So there's a lot to do, but it's not coursework. It's all really just kind of getting used to how do you work the course. All right. So this pre-module starts with a module overview, and I highly recommend you read through these. I do one of these for every one of the modules. It gives you a nice overview of what I'm talking about. It gives you some kind of justification, rationale for what we're in. This one also gives you some contact info for me. It tells you a little bit about like my policies, like when it comes to late work, or when it comes to turning things in, and how we turn things in. It also talks about how you can be successful in the things that are really important for being good in the class. It has a copy of the schedule. It also has a breakdown of the grades, and it goes on to talk to you about my premise and how I organize the course, right? So I actually organize each of my courses like an argument. I start with a thesis statement, and then I try to prove that statement through lessons and the modules themselves. And then finally, I always have these essential questions which kind of guide our learning, the main topics that we're trying to go over, the required studies, which would include your textbook and any other multimedia links and things that I provide that I expect you to look through. We address these major motifs in all of my courses. And then this breaks things down for when it's due, right? So everything is due at that last Friday, and here are the things that you have to turn in by that last Friday. Okay, so this is just a nice overview of what we're working on for the next few weeks. If you have questions or comments, feel free to email me or text me. Those are both the ways the best way to hold me. All right, I'm looking forward to working with each one of you. I know it's going to be an exciting class, and thank you.